Hey Scott, I just wanted to do a short video showing you how to open up the front clam and a few other operational details that might be of interest. Scott, I'll start by showing you a couple little key areas that you want to pay attention to when you're opening and closing this thing, just so it is properly fastened. One of the first things is there's some guide pins that have little bumpers on them on the front of this clam that help keep the nose from moving up and down. They're actually in front of this frame right there. You can see the silver guide goes into the bumper. These are of course going to help offer you a little bit of protection there, at least if it's in a small small bump up, but more than anything it just helps keep the nose from moving up and down. Alright, initially when you're opening this front clam, you'll need to open the release, which you can see right here into the driver's side lower dash. Right now it's closed, meaning it's locked. We'll need to actually move it down, which will release it and leave it disengaged. At this point we can begin to open up the clam. I generally try to kind of get up here and pry away from the lower cowl, and this is going to open like so. So it's going to go into that position first initially, and then you can begin to open it up. It has some struts that should, I think, ideally support the weight of the clam. Right now I think they're towards the end of their service life. Now once you're ready to lower the front clam, it's basically just reverse, though you're going to want to kind of pay attention to a few crucial details as you're lowering it, just so you don't get it misaligned. So we can see here, this is one of the guides for the front that I mentioned earlier, and we'll begin to lower it, and kind of has to go down, be lined up, and then be pushed back into the car. Sometimes easier said than done. Once it's in place, the gaps look acceptable, we can move back to the latch. We'll push it in, ensuring that it's tightly fastened. So once it's shut, it should be fairly obvious. I tend to go along the edge and just try to make sure I can't pull away and pull the clam away from the car, which it's nice and tight. Of course, the front end shouldn't, of course, rock up and down if it's not properly fastened to the guides. But that's pretty much it on the front. So to crank the car, it's nothing particularly special, other than one detail that was brought up to me by the shop that had done some of the work on the car. They'd mentioned that when it's stone cold, to while the car is just in accessory position on the key, you can basically just give one stab of the throttle and it should crank right up. As the cold-natured Little Mini begins to warm up, the idle smooths out, and car fairly unstable idle, kind of giving onlookers an idea of what's going on beneath the bonnet.